I think we live in the greatest time for family tree research, don't you? I mean, just look at how quickly new records and documents are being added to websites to help us strengthen and validate our research. There are regular announcements by the big players in this space that they've added millions of new records to their websites. Only a few decades ago, you would have had to travel long distances and visit dusty archive shelves or pore over rolls of microfilm to hunt down information about your ancestors. Today, an internet connection and a cup of coffee and maybe a few subscriptions is enough to provide you with a dizzying array of information to help you build your family tree. But there's a problem, and it's a big problem, leading to the proliferation of family trees that are of low quality and unreliable. I've fallen into this trap in my own family tree, and I suspect you've come across the same problem too. We can get lulled into accepting hints and suggestions as rock-solid guarantors of accuracy, when in reality, many of these suggestions are from other family trees that may or may not have any grounding in reliable sources. It's easy to become so excited about the new discoveries we're making that we don't take the time to evaluate and verify all these hints before connecting them to our tree. And this is especially important when working in a collaborative tree like WikiTree or FamilySearch. Now, most researchers are careful to validate their research by adding solid, reliable sources to their profiles, but others simply upload a GEDCOM file and call it a day. This is actually a silent crisis brewing behind the scenes in genealogy, and it's not going to change until we all take responsibility for vetting and citing our sources. So, it's time to level up your skills when it comes to source citations. And today we're going to focus on how to do this in WikiTree. Come on, I'll show you how. Welcome to Family Tree 123. I'm Jonathan, and I'm here to help you discover your ancestors, tell their stories, and leave a lasting legacy to pass down to future generations. Today we're diving into one of the most important and often overlooked skills in genealogy: how to add citations for your sources. Now, WikiTree is different from other genealogy websites because it doesn't maintain a database of source documents. But that doesn't mean they're optional or unimportant. When you signed up for WikiTree, you signed the honor code, which says, "We care about accuracy and we cite sources." Today, we're going to deliver on that commitment we made when we signed up. Instead of reinforcing and perpetuating errors, family legends, and wishful thinking, we are going to improve by diligently identifying profiles that lack reliable sources and by learning how to add sources correctly so that our trees are built on a solid foundation. Now, this is episode 4 in our WikiTree series, so if you've missed the earlier episodes, you can click a link up there for a playlist, Getting Started with WikiTree. And as always, you can use the chapters to jump ahead, and don't miss the quote of the day at the end of every video. Let me start by illustrating the problem with one of my ancestors in WikiTree. Here's the profile for my great-great-grandfather, William Henry Walker. Now, you can see this profile is not bad. The biography is very short, and it doesn't have many sources, but the sources it does have are credible, solid sources. A marriage document from the Nova Scotia Archives, and the 1871 Census from the Library and Archives Canada. Now, if you want a quick idea about whether a profile might need improvement, WikiTree's developers have added a content ranking score right here inside the Profile Manager box. Now, this was added to profiles when WikiTree became so large that Google stopped indexing every profile and started selectively indexing based on the quality of the profile data. So WikiTree developers tried to give users a clue to help them determine if their profile is likely to be indexed by Google. So this content ranking doesn't tell Google what to do. Rather, it's for users like you and me to be able to identify whether our profile needs a little more TLC. Technically, it's not a measure of your profile's quality, but you can read between the lines. And WikiTree isn't alone here. Let's look at the profile for Henry Walker at FamilySearch. There's a quality score of not available at this time. Ouch. That's not good. We've got 3 sources, but when you take a closer look, they're all essentially the same wedding event for Henry's daughter, Mabel. Over on Ancestry, we're doing quite a bit better. Here's the tree rating score of 9 out of 10. And you can see the difference right away. There are several sources here, including a number of censuses and Mabel's marriage record. Now back to WikiTree, the content rank is 10. So that's good. It's a good starting place. Now let's look at William Henry Walker's father. When we look for Henry's father here in FamilySearch, there's nobody home. Actually, there's very little information about Henry and his family on FamilySearch. Over on Ancestry, there's a link to Thomas Peter Walker. Now this is interesting. The tree rating is 9, despite having basically no sources attached yet. If we scroll through the hints, there's a DNA source, the Read Family Tree, GenieNet Community Trees Index, and others. But all of these top sources are based on someone else's research, and that is no guarantee of accuracy. So at a glance, I would think a tree rating of 9 is a bit too high. Finally, when we look at WikiTree, we find a link to Henry's father, Thomas Peter Walker. It has a definite birth and death date and place. That looks good. But looking more closely at the profile, Thomas Walker ... with a reference link to number 1. If we click that link, it only says entered by the profile manager. And if we scroll down to the sources heading, there's this auto-generated comment. The software has identified that the profile manager has either witnessed this person's life personally, or they plan to add sources later. And if we look at the profile manager box, it hasn't been modified since 2018. That's 8 years ago at the time of recording. So now look, my point is not to be critical of others. I'm 90% certain that this is in fact the correct person. I'm simply identifying the need for everyone, including myself, to be more self-critical in our own work and to be more vigilant when it comes to verifying and validating profile quality and accuracy. So that's the problem. What can we do to fix it? Well, it starts by taking a deep breath and always remaining focused on grounding your research in fact, not fiction, and to continue pursuing solid, reputable sources. If you'd like more information about evaluating the quality of sources, you can go ahead and click the link up there for a video on that topic. Today's video is not about where to find sources or how to evaluate their quality, but rather how to add source citations in WikiTree. So let's return to Henry Walker's profile in WikiTree and look at how sources are presented. If we scroll down to the biography section, you'll see there are already 2 inline sources. The first is for the marriage of Henry and Maria Jefferson in 1842. When we click that number 1 link, it will jump down and show us source number 1, Canada Marriages Database at FamilySearch. Now, just click this up arrow, and it will take you right back to the source link number 1 in the biography text. It's not very important in this short biography, but sometimes when you have a longer biography and you want to jump down and check a source, this up arrow will jump you right back where you were reading. The second source is for their residence in 1871 based on a Canadian census document. So let's get down to business, adding new source citations in WikiTree. Let's use the marriage source we found in FamilySearch to begin with. So we'll pop over to this other tab. We've got FamilySearch open, and we will go to the Sources tab. Click on the header for the marriage to pop open the details below. A quick look at the indexed information shows us that this isn't Henry's marriage. It is the marriage of his daughter, Mabel J. Walker, to Daniel McQuarrie in 1892. But even though it's not Henry's marriage, it's still a primary source document and useful. So in FamilySearch, you will find that every document has these 2 sections at the top: a web page, link to the record, and a citation where the record is found. While it is tempting to just copy the web page link, this is not recommended because sometimes those links can be abandoned and broken, and future researchers will not be able to retrace your steps. A source citation should include information about the name of the record and where the actual original document record can be found. In FamilySearch, it's better to use where this record is found. So let's copy that citation, So with your left mouse button, click and hold, then drag it over until the text is selected. Then use Control-C on Windows or Command-C on the Mac. And now that we have copied the text to the clipboard, we can switch over to WikiTree. From Henry Walker's profile, go ahead and click the Edit pencil here at the top right, then scroll down to the biography. Since this is the marriage of Henry's daughter, as a source document, it is useful only in verifying Henry Walker's name. So I'll place the source footnote beside his name at the start of the biography. Just place the cursor where you want the source to appear. Then go back to the top of the edit window and click the C button, which says Cite Your Sources. Now you'll see these two ref markers on either side and text in the middle that says Insert Reference Here. So delete that text, then paste in the text from your clipboard. Control-V on Windows, Command-V on a Mac. And for this citation, I would also add a bit more explanation. For example, this source confirms Henry Walker's name and that he was commonly known by his middle name, Henry, rather than his first name, William. Once you've scrolled down and saved the changes, you will see the profile now shows a citation link number 1, which links to the citation details below. We can do the same with sources from Ancestry. Let's say we want to save the citation for the 1871 census. Under the Facts tab, click the View button for the 1871 census, and in the left side of this pop-up window, you'll see Citation Details. Now, this is excellent, because Ancestry doesn't just provide a simple link. They have a lot of information about this document. First, at the top, it provides the full details about this specific page from the 1871 census, right down to the family number. Then, down below under Note, notice it's not just a link to a document, it's the description of the location and details of where that document is located in the Canada Archives, including the collection and the microfilm reels. Ancestry deserves a gold star for this citation format. So we're going to copy this information and paste it into the new citation in WikiTree beside the text about their residence in 1871. Now let me give you one more example. Let's say you found a book that details the Walker family and their community in Nova Scotia. I have one called The History of the County of Annapolis by W.A. Kalnick. It's available from the Internet Archive. Now, if you find a specific detail about William Henry Walker, you can add a citation, including the page number, using the same process that we've just been illustrating. Or, in this case, you may wish to add it as a standalone source, since it has a lot of relevant information about the Walker family, but it also contains an enormous amount of relevant information that goes well beyond Henry Walker's biography. So this is a source that deserves to be highlighted in the Sources section itself. To do this, we scroll down under the Sources heading. Now we're going to copy and paste the source citation here. You don't need to use the citation button as we did with the other sources because we're not making a link from the text to the sources. We're pasting the source directly into the source section. So copy and paste the book title, and if there's a permanent link, you can add that too. And here's a pro tip. Put an asterisk in front of the text. This will add a bullet point, making your sources look neat and professional. And for my nerdy academic friends, Chicago Turabian style is the preferred format for references. Save, and let's have a look. You can see we've added inline sources, which adds a reference in the text and then adds the source information down below. And we've added the Kalnick book directly to the sources section as a standalone work. Looks great. Now here are a couple of additional pro tips. First, for illustrative purposes, I've leaned into FamilySearch and Ancestry for sources today, but I would encourage you to continue learning where you can find the original sources. In this case, the marriage records are found at the Nova Scotia Archives, and the census records are all available at the Library and Archives Canada website. Second, remember to avoid documents that are protected by copyright. They should never be attached, and you have to be careful with transcriptions as well. Instead, you can add a simple citation. For example, William's obituary notice can be found in the New York Times, 23rd of October, 1934, page C3. Remember, when you're making a citation, you only have to tell people where the information is located. Getting used to WikiTree's citation process takes a bit of time, but I hope this tutorial has helped demonstrate how easily it can be accomplished in a few short steps. Chasing down sources can be frustrating, painstaking work, but the reward of knowing your family tree is strong and accurate is a goal worth pursuing. Taking the time to properly add detailed sources will be a great gift to your descendants and to other family researchers. It will all be worth it in the end. If you have any questions about anything you've seen today, drop them in the comments below. I read every one of them. And if you found this helpful, you know what to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.